question number 16. For each of these problems, you're going to have to factor. Now, I'll tell you now that C is going to factor with a T-chart. So is B, but B is considered one of the harder problems that I tend to use the box method. A and C both have shortcuts. Let's start with A. When I looked at A, I noticed that both of these terms have a whole bunch of stuff in common. They both have a 5. They both have an x squared, and they both have a y squared. So this is how I'd write my answer. I'd put a 5 x squared y squared outside, and then I'd put what I'd have left for each of these pieces. So what I'd have left for this yellow section, 5 divided by 5 is a 1. You don't have to write that, but you could. X to the third over x to the second would be x. And then y squared over y squared would also cancel. So again, your first part is 1x or x. Recopy the plus sign. For the second part, I'm going to divide 15 by 5. That'll give me 3. That's supposed to be next. The x squared and x squared cancel. The y to the third and y to the second would give me 1y left. Now, if I wanted to make sure that my answer was right, all I would do is distribute my 5x squared and 5x squared y squared over my two items. But that is your final answer. Let's go down to number C. This one is called, it's kind of a trick. It's called difference of squares. E-N-C-E, difference of squares. And there is a shortcut where you don't really have to do any work. Because 25 and 64 are both perfect squares, you actually know the answer right away. The square root of 25 being 5, the square root of x squared being x, and the square root of 64 being 8. One of these is plus, one of these is minus. Let's go ahead and do letter D. I need all the factor pairs of 49, and I think I only know 1 times 49 and 7 times 7. That's really all I know. And then which one of those can you make equal to negative 14? Well, negative 14, I'd have to make both of these 7's negative. So my answer would be a minus 7 multiplied by a minus 7. And if I wanted to check that, I could just FOIL it. For letter B, there's a couple things you need to remember. This is considered one of the harder ones, the ones that we have to box. And the reason we call this harder is because this 2 value, when it's equal to 1, it makes it pretty easy. It makes it like D. But because it's a 2, we have to do one more step. So we have to multiply the 2 and the negative 5, and we need to get a negative 10 here. And the 9 is what we need here. So let's see, we have 1 times 10, 2 times 5. So the only way to get a 9 would be 10 minus 1. So I take draw a box, and I put 2x squared, negative 5, and then I have a 10x, and a negative 1x. Now my factors will just be the things on along the top and along the side. So these guys have a 2 in common. These guys have an x in common. These guys have a negative 1 in common. So my first answer is 2x minus 1. My second answer would be, well, they only have an x, and they only have a 5. So my second answer would be x plus 5. If I wanted to check my answer, I would just FOIL the two binomials.